Please let me know. My hair is awful. Absolutely awful. I am not having a good appearance day, okay? And by not having a good one, I mean I look normal, which is kind of what it normally is. Let's see. What do I want for scatterer here? I think I'm going to leave all the settings just the way they are, but I am going to need my software keyboard because I have a 10 keyless keyboard, and the developer of Memgraph has decided to hard code the shortcuts in this interface to get rid of that thing. So I need a software keyboard to get rid of that. Okay. Take a look at my settings really quick here. I know my music is a bit quiet. I have it set that way on purpose, but I'm kind of thinking I want the music to be just a tiny bit louder, so I'm going to do that. Okay. So, the stream tonight is Audible my sponsor. No, I don't have a sponsor. You guys are my sponsors. That's who my sponsor is. It's you guys. And I'm eternally grateful for all your sponsorship. Okay, welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to get started here. We've got 2 objectives tonight. The first is we're going to do a rescue mission because, as you may have known from the 2 episodes that are posted already, Kitronics and 2 other people are stranded in a moon refueling station, and they're not supposed to be. So, first thing I'm going to do, this is an official, if you want to call it official progress, live stream for Conquering Kerbal Space Program. So the progress we make tonight is going to be like carried over to the series. So this stream will be available after the stream. So if you can't make the whole stream, don't worry about it. This stream will be available on YouTube afterwards, after a bit of editing and all that stuff. Also, I just want to emphasize this. I want to put this out there if I have to. I don't have an office, so if you hear any background noise, any barking, talking, cooking, whatever it happens, try to ignore it. I have no control over it until I have an office. So, okay. So that being said, here we are, beautiful KSC on a beautiful sunny day, and we have Kitronics and them guys stuck in space. We have to go get them. So I'm thinking I might start with that as the mission. Once we get that done, I do want to actually get to the base, the Minmus base. That will be done, but I think the rescue mission to the moon is going to be easy enough to handle, so figured we might as well just do that now. There are 3 of them, so we'll take this lithobrake command pod here and a pilot. Who wants to be our pilot for today? How about Sandriel? You drew the only straw. There you are. I don't know why it's giving you the orange suit. You're not supposed to have the orange suit. If you just happen to be watching the stream, cool. You're not supposed to have the orange suit, but for some reason, I changed all your names and it still gives you the orange suit. So, does that mean you're immune to life support still? I hope not. It's gonna break my intentions of having this be super fair, but anyway, so let's just do a really quick rescue craft here. It should be pretty easy. We'll start with, I don't know, we need a life support tank. The Kerbals we're going to be rescuing are, I would think, no doubt, they are probably on vacation right now because they haven't had any life support, because there's no life support on this vessel that they're trapped in. So I would imagine that they are vegging out, not working. I probably won't be able to control them, so need to plan ahead for that possibility. I think the first thing I'm going to do is make sure we can land. So how about we get a parachute? This ought to work, but I'm kind of thinking I want that one instead. That'll work. Now, that also means, though, I can't grab a hold. Yeah, I kind of have to be able to grab them, so we're going to put a docking port on the top instead. Let's do coupling, and then docking port here. This is actually a docking port and parachute. I haven't actually tested this yet, so I don't know if it works. It might be a cool place to test this. This is supposed to have a parachute. It does. You can see it. It has a parachute kind of built into the docking port. But I'm not certain that it works. I tried it once before a long time ago, like way early versions of the mods and stuff. I tried this a long time ago and it didn't work. I'm going to play this safe, and I'll test this later, but I'm going to bring the one I know works. And that being said, I'll probably bring radial ones, because I know the radial ones will work. So I'll probably bring something like this. Let's do this. I want symmetry, like that. That ought to take care of any... Yeah, that ought to take care of it, so that'll be fine. So we'll have parachutes around the edge here, a docking port there. Cool. Now we need heat shield. That's in aerodynamics. No, it's in thermal now. We have new categories, so I have to learn all the new categories too. I've been slowly getting back into things, but the mod changes from between the old version and the new version are still messing me up. So, okay, so let's move this over here. I don't need this actually anymore, but I'm gonna leave it right there. And there it is. Okay. And no, I haven't changed any Kerbals yet. I haven't put anyone new in the game, and I haven't changed any roles yet. So, to address the question in the comments, no, I haven't changed anyone's roles yet. So, we're gonna take, we have thermal, that's good. We don't need this much ablator though. I could probably take about maybe that much off. That's probably fine. I'm gonna regret it, I know it. Let's put a little bit more on. That's probably good though. All right, coupling. We want a stack decoupler here. Then we want a fuel tank. But with just a small one. This one has monopropellant in it as well, which will probably be helpful. They are around the moon, so... Do I need the monopropellant? Yeah, I probably do. I'm gonna leave it. Alright, and then if I put this engine... This has 300 vacuum. Let's get something that's a little bit more efficient. 315 vacuum. Ideally, I just like something that's not very powerful, but has really great efficiency. The Poodle. That meets the requirements. The Poodle. Perfect. Yep, we're gonna have a lot of background noise, guys. I apologize for that. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, I'm sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I think, is put another decoupler. That should probably, yeah, that's gonna be plenty of delta V. So now I need to get more. I just need to get more. Let's bring this up like this. And I'm gonna get maybe a slightly bigger one like this. That should be good, actually. That should be more than enough. And then we'll take a bigger engine, maybe the mainsail this time. See what we have for delta V stats. I want this for Kerbin, please. Okay. Kerbin's gonna give me, I need more. I don't actually have that good a thrust to weight either, so I'm gonna need more everything, really. More fuel and more thrust. So, we'll go with this one, and then this one. And then we'll go with a different engine. So the mainsail's not gonna quite do it. It's 1500. No, it's 1379. So I need something that's more than 1379 in the atmosphere. Well, the Titan qualifies, but I think it's overkill. Maverick V is about the same. The Griffin. What does that get me? 2884. Thrust to weight ratio is not all that hot, but it is better than we had before. Let's maybe take this off. We'll just copy this like that. Did you guys watch the SpaceX launch? And more specifically, the SpaceX landing? First time in history that a orbital stage booster, first stage, has managed to be reused and then land safely again. It's freaking nuts, man. It's the first time it's ever been reused, but then to land it successfully on the reuse is just... It's amazing. It's just amazing. This gives me 3,300. I think this is enough. Yeah, this is enough, delta V. This is enough. This is plenty. So what we'll do is we'll try to recover the stage, because I am going to save the progress for this. So let's recover the stage if we can. Let's just do it like this. Stage recovery. Tell me what I got. Okay, I need a bit more. Yeah, I need a bit more. Okay. So we will get a bit more. Let's just put, I guess, 8 more. Like that. Yeah, we're fine now. Looking good now. Okay, fine, cool. Now we'll take some wings / fins, landing legs, fins, aerodynamics. I'm gonna get it. Aerodynamics. And then, how about, I don't think these RX winglets are gonna be a good fit for this. I think I'm gonna come down to the B9 parts again. I think just probably using these will probably be okay. Yeah, I guess we'll line them up like this. Okay, so we've got center of mass looks pretty good. Thrust to weight ratio is decent. We have enough delta V to do what we need to do, which is also good. Well, I mean, we're kind of short now, actually. We're a little bit light. We're light on fuel. I'm gonna add some more fuel to this, I think. We're a little bit light for my taste. Let's do the same thing I did in the episode. I'll just do the same thing here. I have a little bit of thrust to weight to go, so this one. We'll go sideways like this. Like that. Should be good. Maybe one more. Yeah. Then we'll take and just kind of zoom them in a little bit like this. Probably. Maybe. Kind of. There we go. And like that. There we go. I think that'll work just fine. It looks a little bit weird, but it adds the fuel that I need. Well, if I make it an actual fuel thing, that is. LFO. 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 Great. LFO. 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 And LFO. Awesome. That should put me over. I think this is gonna work. Okay. It looks a little weird down there, but it gives me the fuel that I need, and that's important. So the final thing I need to do now is check to see whether or not I have the RCS the way I need it to be. So let's go ahead and take away this. We have our center of mass here. And we have 200 monopropellant. I think that's going to be enough. We have a built-in reaction wheel into the command pod. Everything should be fine there. What's going on out here? We got so much noise. Holy crap. I think there's more noise. There's more noise here now after starting the stream than there was before I started the stream. It was like silent before I started. All right, how about we go with I think maybe this one. It's all the same, kind of. This one has a bit more power, so that should work out just fine. Let's check RCS build aid. I need to dock to it because normally I just say get close and let them, I'll transfer them in manually, but I have a feeling that these guys are on vacation mode or whatever it's called because of the lack of life support. So if that's the case, I won't be able to control them, which means I need to dock to this thing. So, also, probably an important thing I missed is life support. It's a pretty important thing to miss. So how about we take, I don't need a whole lot though, because they can go a certain number of days. I think it'll be fine. I don't need a whole lot of life support. We'll put it at the top. We'll put it up here. Where is life support? Right here. I think it's this one. Just put a little, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. Just put a little bit like that. That's not a big deal. It looks a little silly, kind of, but it's all right. It'll be fine. All right, so back to the RCS. Why can I not get this to be centered? Is it impossible to center this now? I think it is. Something's off with the balance on this thing. Won't let me center it. Is it because of life support? I mean, I can deal with it a little bit if it's not completely centered. I think I'll be fine, but it totally does not want to center. That's unfortunate. Well, we're gonna have a little bit of rotation. I don't know how I can stop that, I guess. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted. I was in the wrong mode. Got it. Okay, so we'll do that, and then port. Everything looks good there. So let's add this back and see if it messes anything up. No, it looks pretty good to me. That'll work. Okay, put this back. And that should be a nice, easy rescue mission. It shouldn't be difficult, I don't think. If you want to be added to the series, you have to follow the instructions. Also, mod list, for those who are wondering and asking about it, check the description. It's every single video. Never will I ever post a video of Kerbal Space Program that does not have the link to the mod list in the description. There you go. Okay, so anyway, I think this is good. I don't think I need anything else from this. Make sure we have only one. We have Sandriel, that's good. What's our life support supply here for just her? Habitation is 30 days. That's more than enough. More than I need. Okay. Okay, so final tests, really. We'll do a test flight really quick just to see how this works. I'm gonna call this Mooner Rescue. Okay, let's check the staging really quick here, make sure everything is good with that. Gotta put this at the bottom, put this at the top. Where are all these parachutes? These are all in the tank. That's fine. So this is going to detach, yep, and then this fires. And this detaches later. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, save this, let's launch it. This is gonna be a test flight just to make sure everything is not super bad. Okay. I didn't even read you guys' comments regarding the SpaceX flight. Did you guys like that? I'm gonna read back now. Oh, almost missed it. Support. Blah blah blah. Okay, I don't know. So, anyway, so that was awesome. If you didn't see the SpaceX launch, and then I don't know. It just geeks me out. Like, I just love the fact that they have successfully landed a rocket. It's just awesome. Like, landed the rocket after reusing it. Like, the second time it's been to space. The first stage booster. It's incredible. Okay. This is probably really loud. I'm gonna have to turn that down. Turn it down in my headphones too, because it doesn't need to be that loud. Alright. I think that's probably better on your volume. Maybe not. Let's turn it down even more. Okay. So now that I'm done fiddling with the volume, yep, I'm done fiddling with the volume. Let's turn it over. Should have enough delta V to do this. Shouldn't have much of a problem here. But just in case, you know, whatever. I'm gonna try and get this volume fixed just a little bit better. And that's probably good there. Probably, I don't know. All right. So the only downside about a live stream is that I can't skip ahead to the part where we get into orbit, but you know, that is what it is. It's fine. Need to pull myself back up here. We're starting to drift just a bit. We don't have Ferrum Aerospace Research installed anymore. I don't need the Kerbal alarm clock up either. I guess I can turn that off. I don't have Ferrum Aerospace Research anymore because it just doesn't work with this new version of KSP. And it's not a big deal. I mean, we're not going to be spending a ton of time on Kerbin anymore. It's not like we're making planes a whole lot more anymore, so we're going to be doing a lot of things out in space. But Ferrum Aerospace would have been nice for other planets. It would have been nice to, like, see what FAR does on Duna, or FAR does for, you know, what that does to us for Eve and all the other planets we're going to go to. It would have been nice, but it's okay. It's fine. little bit hot here. Getting a little bit toasty. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, I accidentally hit the, accidentally hit my space bar. This is a test flight, though. It's easily going to have enough delta V, though. That's easily going to have enough delta V. Let's launch it for real, anyway. All right. All right. Yeah, you guys got to. I have so many people commenting on that video now about. Yeah, about wanting to be in the series. That's awesome. You have to comment on the recruitment video. You can't do it just anywhere. You have to comment on the recruitment video. I need all of the. Whoa! Why are you hopping all around, Rocket? What are you hopping all around for? Whoa! Probably should have used launch clamps. I'm too cool for launch clamps. Up and away. Okay. Alright. I did say well in advance that was a test flight, right? You guys all heard that? Well in advance, that was stated. So, I didn't cheat. I just accidentally hit the spacebar, which I'm not going to do this time, so it's okay. We are drifting, though. We are not going in a straight line. We are totally drifting. Unable to figure out exactly why we're drifting. Aerodynamics are fine. But now we're really drifting. It's really difficult to control it. We're way off target. And I can't pull it back. This is interesting. I'm trying to pull her back. Come on. Get back on the equator. Come on. Come on now. There you go. There you go. Get back on there. There we go. Uh-oh. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Don't freak out. Come on back. Come on back. There we go. Got her under control. Okay. Alright. So, anyway. We're on our way to get... I think it's Kitronix, Giovanni, and Sam JK. I think they are the ones we're trying to rescue today. Because they're stranded in space. So we need to bring them back. I accidentally put them in a craft I shouldn't have put them in. So our rescue pilot for today is Sandrielle. She's gonna try and rescue them. Don't have quite the same delta V as I thought I'd have here, but it's gonna be okay. We did drift a little bit, that's probably why. Okay, I hit X this time. Instead of the spacebar. X instead of the spacebar. That's a very important difference. Very important difference. All right, let's get a maneuver set up here on the Apo apps. We'll just circularize it here. And we'll try to get ourselves to face the maneuver node. It's not going to be, our burn is going to have to be on kind of a weird timing because the Poodle is way less powerful than the big engine here. So I'm gonna be burning well in advance here. We're not going to be a super circular orbit because I'm just not good enough to like figure out what I need to do to make that happen with two completely different engines. One that has like 1900 kilonewtons and the other that has 250. So just like off the top of my head, I'm not going to be able to like figure out what to do exactly to get the perfectly circular orbit, but we'll get into orbit nevertheless. So, all right, let's see. Oh, you know what I didn't put on this? Oh, you know what I forgot to put on this, guys? It's kind of a big problem. In fact, it's such a big problem that I need to abort the mission and go get another craft. You see, the thing is, I'm not used... I'm so, like, rusty in terms of, like, doing it as a live stream. So when I'm doing it live, I'm not thinking about things that I should be thinking about. And, like, it's just been a while, you know? It's just been a while. I need to get more practice on doing this, I guess, now. So, look, another comment on the video. Nice. Sweet. So, we do need to turn this pig around, if that makes sense. So, I am going to stage this anyway. And we need to turn it around and go back in because I do not have... Yeah, we're almost completely out of electric charge now. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a problem. So let's actually slow ourselves down a bit here. We'll burn this Poodle engine. We'll burn the Poodle engine to recharge our batteries. And we'll slow ourselves down and come straight down here. This will keep our batteries charged for a while. That other stage will get recovered because it's got parachutes on it, so that's good. But this one needs to return to Kerbin, so we're getting more electric charge. That's good. Glad I thought of that before it was way too late. I've actually done this several times. This has happened several times. I just don't show you guys in the episodes. Like, I'll stage this off, I'll bring it back, I'll burn the engine and like keep myself from like dying, basically. So the Poodle engine should help us slow down enough to where just keep ourselves pointed retrograde, I guess. But it should slow us down. We have enough fuel, I think, to make this last quite a bit of time. Electric charge is full, so that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and just time accelerate a little bit here, I think. We should start getting kind of hot, but probably not a whole. It probably shouldn't get too hot. I mean, we're not going very fast, so. We don't need the maneuver anymore, I know that much. And then the Poodle's gonna help us slow down instead of speed up as we get closer to the ground here, so. Sorry about the mistakes, guys. Like I said, I'm a little bit rusty, so just give me a break for a second. Xander, welcome to the stream. Thank you for commenting on the recruitment video. If you've commented on the recruitment video and told me what class you want to be and the name of your Kerbal, just follow the instructions that I tell you in the video. Then you'll be sort of in the running, in the pool to be part of the series. I'll put you into the game as a Kerbal in the job that you'd like. Also, in the description of the videos, you'll see that we also are using a mod that gives completely different classes than the regular stock KSP. So if you're not familiar with the new classes we have, it's not just pilot, engineer, and scientist anymore. If you're not familiar with those, then check out the link, and that'll tell you all about it directly from the mod author's mouth. So 16,000 meters. Let's just kind of accelerate a little bit here. 10,000, 9,000, 8,000, 7,000. Let's burn this engine a bit here. Burn the rest of the fuel off. And then I think we'll open up the chute. See if this stuff will slow us down enough without having to eject the engines. If I have to eject the engine and tank, then I will, but I don't want to if I don't have to. So let's just see. Looks like I'm gonna have to. Yep, I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, I definitely needed to. Okay, well. Go ahead and recover the vessel, I guess. Some rescue mission that was. We have to remember to put. We don't necessarily need replacement batteries because we're not gonna we're gonna stay within range of the sun for the most part anyway. But we definitely need the solar panels. We have to be able to keep our power up. So. Ugh. If I did a weekly KSP stream, I would be so much more efficiently at the I'd be able to do this so much better. I would not make silly, stupid, noobish mistakes like that. It's just awful. It's embarrassing. All right. Cool. Xander Kerman wants to be an engineer. Nice. Atomic Ash wants to be a scientist. Noah S. Kerman? E.S. Kerman. Well, you'll have to be E. As an engineer. You have to be Noah E. Well, you can be no ES, I guess. It's not a big deal. I do have Sam JK, so I guess that's a thing. I don't know what ES stands for, but it's fine. We'll get you ES. It's not a super big deal. All right, so let's see, electrical. I want solar panels. These ought to do just fine. If I had 2 of them. Yeah, that'll be just fine. That'll be perfect. Okay. I suppose we could get 1 extra battery. It's not gonna kill us to have 1 extra battery. So how about we go like this? There. That should be all we need now. No more mistakes. So let's save craft. Make sure it didn't load any extra Kerbals in it this time. Nope, still just Sandriel. Good. Everything's fine. All right, launch. All right, so unify. That's nice of you, man. Good try. I appreciate the try anyway. I don't know if anyone really. I don't really know if anyone other than me cares about your name being Coco. But if someone does and they do that for that, that would be like, okay, sweet. All right, so let's just launch again, I guess. There's no reason to stick around on the planet Kerbin anymore. Thrust to weight ratio is a little bit low, but we have enough Delta V to do the mission. That's all that matters. All right. Up we go, up we go. Yeah, this is actually like a lot easier to do this kind of stuff when I feel like the volume is really high for you guys. Maybe it's just because it's really loud for me. It's probably that. I should probably be turning my craft. I'm paying more attention to my volume on the stream than I am the rocket I'm putting into the air. I'm sure Sandriel appreciates my attention to detail. It's okay, we have a way to save her if something goes wrong. We just did it, so. All right, up we go. Get ourselves turned here. I don't know if this craft is balanced enough to do a nice gravity turn, so I'm just gonna do it with SAS on. I feel more comfortable doing it with SAS on anyway, but if I was to turn SAS off right now, what would happen? It would float kind of okay. Yeah, it kind of works, but it's not quite doing what I want. I need it to be on the equator. So let's bring her back to the equator here. Okay, that's good. I can read the chat now. The PIS needs to have an escape craft for all Kerbals on board. It will. Don't worry, it will. I have plans. Don't worry. It's not installed yet, which perhaps the emergency evac system should be something higher on the priority list. perhaps that should be a higher priority than, you know, the other stuff I'm going to be doing with the station before I do that. But there's a lot of things there's still a lot that needs done with that station. And I'm really excited to see it completed, but I want to do the Minmus base first. Then we have to plan for Erlem and Eve. God, I'm more rolling my eyes at Eve than I am Erlem. Erlem will just be a matter of manufacturing a craft in space. I want to build it in space if I can. Probably can't, but we'll try to get something to Erlem. But the contract we have, let's see if I can pay attention here, Charlie. See this little flicker we're getting? This is the one graphical issue I was talking about. It's one graphical issue that keeps popping up. I'm not sure how to solve it. I'm not sure why it happens. But that's like the one thing that happens. And I'm not really willing to like redo all of the mod installations, all of the settings configurations, and like redo the progress just because of that little flicker. I'll just deal with it and edit it out. So, not a big deal. Okay, we are in space. Let's get our solar panels out so we won't run out of power. rather important thing I overlooked in the last time. And then once again, I'm not going to be able to get like a perfectly circular orbit here because the thrust to weight is all like way different for both of these engines. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to burn now. Because I think I kind of need to. So I'm going to burn now. Let's get this right on the maneuver. Right there on the maneuver. There we go. There we go. Yep, looking good. Eject. And go. Yeah, and yeah, it's definitely a different thrust to weight there, but we got it. We're fine. Now that should be recovered because we had parachutes on there, so that should be recoverable. Whoa, you are all over the place. Why are you so squirrely? Wow, you're squirrely. Let's shut down the gimbal here. I'm not sure why it would matter, but it is. It matters. I can't believe I'm not perfectly balanced here. I mean, it's the same thing on both sides, but whatever. Okay, we're in space. So I have 1127 remaining. Perfect. More than enough. Okay, so now I need to get to the moon. So we'll set the moon as the target. See how much our inclination is off. It's probably off by, what in the world? Why is, hold on. Yeah, that's better. The moon is, yeah, we're 4 degrees off on the moon. Yeah, we were really squirrely. It was just so sloppy. That was all it was. It's okay. We have enough fuel. We'll be fine. Unify, Coco /Unify /Son. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support, buddy. Let's do add maneuver here. I want to come down till I'm about 0 degrees ish. About like, let's say like that is probably fine. Yeah, it's good enough. Good enough. That's our next maneuver. I can't use the flight computer or anything because I'm not smart enough to put that in place for some reason. I'm not smart enough to do that, so fair enough. Once again, I gotta apologize for any background noise, guys. There will be a time in the future. It won't be very long. Maybe a month or two, where I'll have a separate office where I won't have a ton of background noise behind me. When I do live streams, I won't have to worry about. But until that point, though, I'm kind of in the general area of the house. So, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Sandriel is actually not good enough of a pilot to focus on normal, so I have to hold that manually too. It's fine. Can I use the flight computer? No, because I don't have a probe on board. I need a probe on board for that. Sun's over there. How about we turn this thing to where we're facing that way? Sweet. Oh yeah, okay. So let's zoom ahead to our maneuver here really quick. We need to correct our inclination for the moon. It's only a 10-second burn. I mean, there we go. Make sure we're on target-ish. Doesn't really matter. I would like to get Kerbal Engineer showing me the right information. So once this is done, I'm going to do that. Because right now it's not showing me... Well, it is showing me something, right? Where's my... inclination? Right there. Okay, good. It's showing me here. I'd like it to be up here, but it's showing me right there, so... I'll just basically hit this until we're the right inclination. Pretty much. You know what? That's good enough. Don't need to be everything. So we have 973 left. Okay, 973 left. Let's see if we can get to the moon with 973. We're going to want to make a maneuver about here. Pretty much right where the PISS is. If I absolutely need to, I can always rendezvous with the PISS and refuel, but I don't really want to. Or can I? I don't think there's actually any fuel on the PISS to refuel with, because I don't have the fuel tanks in place yet, so I don't think I can. Add a maneuver. to stretch this out. I think it's going to take about 800, so we might be a little bit tight here, which is not good. Obviously, not good. But, you know, it takes a few tries. It takes a few tries. Let's bring this back. I had a rendezvous, so it's not the right side, though. Need it to be... Whoa, where are you going? Oh, you super sensitive thing, you. And like that. 400, is that enough? I think so. Let's focus the view on the moon. Where is my refueling station? Right there. So my refueling station's here. It's really close. It's like 30,000 meters. So I would need to get very close with this. If I bring you forward, bring the maneuver back like this, save as much fuel as I can. I don't think I have enough fuel, actually, guys. I think I wasted it on the inclination. Fixing my inclination, I think, just cost me this. And I'm gonna have to get closer, which means I have to burn more. I mean, if I did this, then I'd have another, what, into getting into orbit here. I'd have another 122, so that would basically run me dry right there. I wouldn't be able to rendezvous. So is there any way for me to get to the moon with the fuel I have? If not, then I need to refuel it. So, Elias, thanks for the support, man. Like, ×2. Good on you, mate. I think this is probably not going to work. Judging by the amount of fuel I have left, I have 973 left. Getting there is 850. That brings me about 120 left, so that's about what this is. So my fuel resources would get me about here. And that's not enough to get here. I suppose I could maybe use my RCS to get me the rest of the way. But then there's like no guarantee that I can even rendezvous with this at that point. I want to have more fuel than that available, you know? I need more fuel than that to be available. I'm wondering if rendezvousing with the station would help me here. Let's switch to the space station. See if there is enough. I'm wondering if. Oh, crafting stars! Thanks, man. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it. It's like, I thank you. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I can say, man. I don't have a whole lot of words for that other than thank you. All right, so here's the station. Station's looking good, but we got a couple of people. I'm wondering if there's any fuel available on the station. I don't think there is, because I didn't bring the fuel tanks up there yet. You have electric charge everywhere, but down here we don't have any fuel yet. We have to put the fuel tanks on there. So I don't think that'll work, actually. That sucks. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I really do want to talk about the Minmus base. That is what this episode is named. That is what the stream is named. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'll bring Sandriel back home, because I can't get her there. I wasted the fuel I budgeted. The idea was to rendezvous with where those Kerbals are. And, whoa! Change it, please. Change what? Change what? Wise Gamer, change what? I don't see it. Change what? I wish I knew what you were talking about. I will totally do whatever you said. Thanks for the support, buddy. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Noah's not kidding. Thanks, man. I think that's what I need to do. So let's actually go back to... where is it? Lunar Rescue. Here it is. Let's bring Sandriel back home again. Although she's got enough life support, I could bring her back home at any time. Wise gamer, thanks, man. Appreciate that. I'm looking at what you did. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the Space Center now. I think we're just gonna talk about the Minmus base, and I'll go get those guys later. It's not a big deal. I'll pack a whole bunch of fuel, over-engineer something powerful, and just go get it. But whatever. All right, so I feel like a terrible failure. All I had to do was go to the moon. I couldn't even do it. What the hell? I'll get back into the groove, guys. I'm gonna get back into the groove. I swear. Okay. It's for live streams too. It's so much harder to do things live. It's so much harder because you're like, are they judging me? What's gonna happen? Am I gonna screw it up? Oh no, oh no. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look at the spaceplane hangar. We got two different things I'm gonna do for the Minmus station. The Minmus Ground Station is the primary objective there is to create a station that's going to resupply everything we need within Kerbin's sphere of influence. Minmus is going to be our primary central hub for all things that are resources for primarily the space station, but also any crafts that we want to send around the solar system. So when we send something to the really far out planets, like Jewel, Sarnus, we have to go to Sarnus because... Excuse me, sorry about that. We have to go to Sarnus because Elu, which is one of the planets that we have to colonize, we have to make a base on. Elu is no longer a planet, it's a moon of Sarnus. So I have to go to Sarnus now. Makes it even harder, right? As if making a self-sufficient and fully operational base on Elu wasn't already hard enough. Now I've made it a moon of Sarnus. Great. We're gonna do that one last. But we have to go out those places, and when we go those places and we build things to go those places, what we'll end up doing is we're going to launch everything from Minmus, right? So we'll start by launching from Minmus. When we eject from Minmus, we'll basically try and wrap around Kerbin to get a little bit of a gravity assist from Kerbin, and we'll fling ourselves out in the direction we need to go. And that will save a ton of Delta V because it takes almost nothing to get out of Minmus' sphere of influence. We get the speed up from Kerbin, we get flung out, ejecting the way we want to go, and yeah, we end up having almost all of the fuel in reserve. So Minmus is going to serve as a resource hub, not just fuel, but a resource hub. It's going to serve as our water supplies to make supplies. We'll be manufacturing the supply part of it with a orbital station, I think. I don't know that. I haven't decided yet, but I think we're going to be manufacturing the life support supply part of it in an orbital station, making it even more efficient. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, we're looking at the ground base. So the ground base, I've played around with some ideas, and to be honest, all of the ideas I've had in my brain, and all the ideas I've sort of tried to put together on inside the spaceplane hangar, they haven't really panned out. I'm not happy with them. I think, honestly, I'm more happy with a super simple base than I am with the bigger, complicated ones I was trying to build before. It's weird because I had a really nice, intricate base, and I could have gotten into space and everything, but I'm finding myself, especially with the location we got. If you guys have seen episode 86 already, you'll know that the location we have is really awesome. There's basically everything we need super close by. So I'm thinking that a really simple base is probably the best solution here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take... There's going to be 3 modules on the station, on the base. There's going to be a Kerbitat, a logistics center, and an agricultural, I think. Medical bay might be nice to have too, though. Maybe 4. If we're going to do 4, then it's going to actually be more complicated than I thought. What is the primary difference between the Pioneer module and the logistics center? Because the Pioneer module has planetary logistics, doesn't it? Yeah, logistics consumer. All right, so it scavenges nearby warehouses. I see. So I think the logistics center is actually the thing that... Resource distributor. Aha, see? So what I need is a Duna logistics center. Range is 2,000 meters. Very cool. Sorry, guys. My wife is yelling for our dog. Okay, so I'm going to take the logistics center, I think. This will be one thing we'll have. And I'm just going to flip it over this way. Sorry, guys. It's going to happen. My dog doesn't come back when you call her. She has... We put, like, hundreds of dollars into, like, training for her. And, like... It's all wasted. You put her in the kennel once, right? She was perfect. She was, like, very well trained. Everything was great. Then we went on a small vacation. We put her in a kennel, like an actual legit awesome kennel. Like, they have obstacle courses things, and they have things, activities they do with your dogs all the time. And, like, it's a really nice place. They have cameras so you can look at and see what your dog's doing at any given time. It's awesome. But for some reason, like, we bring her back home from that place, and it's like she forgot all of her training. It's really frustrating, but so I don't know. It is what it is. So the logistics center, what this is going to do is this is going to be connected to essentially all of our resources. So we're going to have lots of different tanks that are set up around Minmus. Those tanks are going to hold sulfates. They'll hold, silicates. Sorry, they're going to hold silicates, so we can produce things. They'll hold gypsum. They'll hold just regular water. They're also going to hold fuel, obviously, monopropellant and things like that. And they'll hold all this stuff, okay? The logistics center is going to be connected to it all because it can then distribute all of those resources to a whole bunch of other places, which is really nice. That logistics center, I think, also is going to be what has the drills attached to it. So I think I want the 500 pulse drill. I'm not sure exactly how to use this, to be honest. This is a USI part. But this giant drill, I think, is what I want to use on this. I'm going to set it up about here and deploy it right there. I think that's what I want. Yeah, right there. So if I had 4 of these, can I get 4 of them or no? There we go. The thing is, though, I want them to have different... I want them to be going after different resources, so actually having 4 of them is not a good idea. So let's just have 1. Well, let's have 4, but only have them be 1 for each symmetry mode. So we'll do about like this. And then we'll do about like this. And then we'll do about like this. Right? So the logistics center will have essentially 4 big drills. It doesn't look like they're actually sitting like they're supposed to on this. So maybe we have to get them to be in place a little bit better here. Maybe like this, and then like this. So it actually looks like it's attached, right? Something like this. Probably, yeah. It's about like this, like this. Yep, and then like this. So like something similar to this. So there's a drill on 4 sides. Now these drills can get a whole bunch of different resources. They're not limited to one particular type of resource, which is why I want multiple drills. So what I'm thinking is, I deploy this drill and it can do several different modes. So like one can do, let's say we can get metallic ore, I guess, if we want to. Or let's just say this one's gonna haul, let's say this one's silicates. And I don't exactly know how to read this, so I'm going to test it on the landing pad and stuff to know how it works. But let's just say silicates is this one. But it does 3 different resources each. So what we can do, James, my man, thank you for your support, buddy. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you. I don't deserve it. I really don't. Like, okay, anyway, so we're going to take silicates. And then the next resource this does might be like gypsum. Right? So it'll pull in gypsum too, right? And then the next one will be, let's say, minerals. So this one drill will take care of minerals, gypsum, and silicates. Now, what are those useful for, right? I don't know entirely all the different uses for them, but I do know that we're going to need minerals to make, I believe it's fertilizer. I think we use minerals to make fertilizer, so that will help us with life support stuff. Gypsum, I think, is used for that as well. I think it might be one or the other. I can choose one or the other, and it'll just work, depending on the different efficiencies and stuff, so that's kind of cool. And then silicates is used, I think, to make colony supplies, so that will help our Kerbals in their homesickness, and the medical bay can use those, and I think there's a whole bunch of different stuff there. So that's what one drill can do. So then the next drill, so that's a lot of stuff from just one drill, you know. Now we might have two drills working on the same thing. So maybe we'll have 2 drills on this working on just ore and getting us like resources for fuel, and then these ones, then the other 2 will do life support stuff, and it'll all be happening at one central place. And the really cool thing is, I think, is that if I position this craft just right, I don't know if it'll work this way. It might not work this way, but if I position this logistics center just right, I might be able to have one biome on one side of the building and one biome on the other side of the building. I might be able to just hack it with 4 drills on one building, getting all the resources. I might be able to do that. If I did that, that would be sweet. I don't think that's how it works, though. I think that all the drills will technically be located all in the same biome, even if they're technically in the ground in different biomes, if you get what I'm saying. I think that's how the game will work. It'll take both the craft itself will be in one biome. If I'm wrong on that, awesome. But if I'm not, then that's what we'll have to do. Anyway, continuing. If I am wrong on that and it's only 1 per, then what I'll do is the logistics center will simply have 2 drills on it. It'll do 2 different resources, and then another module in the other side or on the other biome will have 2 more drills, and we'll have them connected up. So that'll be cool. Okay, so like this drill, for example, we could have dirt. Now, dirt's used for like a ton of different things. It's not very efficient. It takes a long time to get resources out of it, but you can get almost every resource by sifting through dirt. So you can kind of like find the resources in the dirt, if you will, sifting through it. And then if I was to switch this to substrates, that'll help us with, I don't really need that though. Water would be a good one to have, so we'll have water. That'll help us with our agroponics. I think uranium. Yeah, we'll get uranium for sure. Might as well be pumping uranium through the same drill that's doing our water. We might as well. And then I'm thinking, like, I don't know, exotic materials, maybe? I think you need exotic materials. Again, I don't know the life support stuff in-depthly. I have to do a lot of testing on this stuff, especially with the new version. But I think exotic materials are what I need in helping me to create specialized parts, which is going to help me manufacture things. A lot of the resources that we're going to be gathering on Minmus are also going to help us with getting material kits and specialized parts, as well as making machinery. So we'll be able to make all this stuff from orbit. We don't have to ship it. That's the idea anyway. So that's the idea for this little logistics center. If it works out to where I can have half the craft in one biome and half of it in the other, then this one central thing will be all I need. The idea here, the hope here, and the overall goal here is to have the whole base be doing all of this completely unmanned. That's the hope, right? I want everything to be done unmanned. It won't be very efficient, right? We'll lose a lot of efficiency, but I have the added benefits of not... Yes, Coco, I'm happy with your name. Thank you. I thought your name was Coco Bean. Anyway, so that's the objective. I want the whole thing to be unmanned if I can, because then I don't need to supply life support here. I can gather the life support supplies, run it through converters, do all that stuff completely autonomously. And then when we come down, in order to work with the logistics center, in order to have everything move to the different crafts in the logistics center, you have to have it be manned. You have to have a pilot, which is great, which is fine, because we'll have all the resources gathered, but we can't distribute them without a pilot. So craft lands next to the base, pilot gets out, walks over to the logistics center, pilot gets in the logistics center, distributes the resources as needed, gets out of the logistics center, goes back to his craft, and up he goes. Pretty simple. So that's what I'm going for here. I don't know if it's going to work that way. This is kind of a test. Minmus is going to have a lot of experimentation. But it's because it's cheap to experiment at Minmus, especially with this. This is $10,000. This right here is $10,000 bucks. Right? So imagine this, and then I send up material kits and stuff. We manufacture something in space. We manufacture the rest of the base in space. The whole base costs $100 grand. You know, it's going to be not that difficult. All right, but let's assume, right, that it doesn't work that way. Let's assume that you have to have, each craft has to be in its only one biome, right? So we'll take 2 of these drills away. Probably want to have them be symmetrical, so never mind. And actually, we can do a complete symmetry now, because if we're going to have only in one biome, then No, not really, because you don't need it that way. So let's just do it. Let's grab this and go up about like that. I think that's pretty level. Looks pretty close. You do need to move it in a little bit, though. How does this work? Move this in like so. Like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so that will be the logistics center. And then aside from the logistics center, we'll have a whole bunch of tanks, right? There's going to be a bunch of storage tanks. So let's start with these big ones. I want a really big fuel tank here. One tank, probably the flat edge so it sits better. There's going to be one big fuel tank right next to it. Like that, okay? One big fuel tank. Now, what's the purpose of the fuel tank? Obviously to store the fuel. But it's also going to be a nice clean place for me to put the radiators and the solar panels that are needed to cool all this stuff down. It's one big surface I can do it with. That might not look the cleanest, so I might find another alternative for that. I might find another solution for that. But that was what I was thinking. I could put all that stuff around in a circle around the tank. And then this logistics center will just be connected to this, and we can distribute fuel to any craft that's within 2 kilometers. Basically, if the craft is in physics range, we can send fuel to it without having to dock or without having to connect or anything. It'll be brilliant. So that's what I'm hoping to do, is to have one big fuel tank. Then aside from that, next to that, right, we might have 2 fuel tanks. Who knows? Maybe we'll have 2. I don't know. It doesn't take that much. It's not going to take that many material kits to just make another tank and put it in position. So maybe I'll have 2 big fuel tanks. Anyway, so then we'll also need containers to store all the other resources we're going to have, right? So this will look like a shipyard. The idea is it's going to look like a shipyard. So what we're going to do is we'll have USI. We'll do... Where is it? Is it in just undefined? Yeah, it's in undefined. Okay, we'll take these 5-meter containers, right? Way overkill. These are 63,000 apiece. It's ridiculous. Probably won't have that many. We'll probably do the 3.75 because it's probably just more appropriate, I think. Let's just see how many resources does this hold. So this right here holds metallic ore. It holds a lot, actually. Yeah, this is going to hold 54,000 minerals. I think this is probably fine. So we'll have these containers here, right? These little like shipyard-looking containers. They look sweet, and we can put them on the surface, right? And we'll just stack a whole bunch of them next to each other. So there'll just be a row of these containers, and each container holds a different resource. It's all connected to the logistics center, right? So the logistics center is going to be able to be connected directly to all of the resources, and then it will be able to distribute it wherever we want. And so for the Kerbals that end up on Minmus, right? This is it. This is right here. This right here is it for our mining. Like, this is all I plan to do. A bunch of storage tanks and one thing that has the drills that can get every resource. Hopefully having this vehicle like right on the edge of 2 biomes. That was the hope. If I can't do that, fine. What I'll end up doing is I'll put a Kerbitat right next to this, which is in the other biome, and I'll just have the Kerbitat mining as well, right? And then I'll hook that up with CCR, like the CR2 ports or something, right? Big deal. But that was it for the mining part. Then how are we going to do... Charlie named 2 things about Colorado. That seems... Why are we asking me to do things now in the chat? What is this? Colorado 2, overkill. I'm not going overkill, Thiago. I'm not going overkill. Literally, this is all I had planned for the mining part, right? One central logistics station with drills attached to it, a whole bunch of containers to hold a whole bunch of different resources, and then the storage tank for the fuel, right? And then the logistics center can distribute resources whenever we want. And the really cool part about that being like a 2-kilometer range, which is really awesome, is that I don't need to be precise. I can land wherever I want as long as it's in the vicinity of 2K. So I can land a craft that I want to haul stuff to wherever. As long as I land it in the greater flats within 2 kilometers of the base, I can put resources there. It's brilliant. And then what I'm going to do is I need the life support stuff. If there's going to be Kerbals on Minmus, we need life support. So that will be the next thing. So let's say these 2 things are like this. And let's say I'm gonna put a bunch of containers here. So let's just say we go like 3.75. Oh, it's not gonna let me put them right next to each other, is it? I wish it would. I think it will if I do this. So let's say I put it like, man, it's really not gonna cooperate with me. Not even close. It does not like me. I want it to do this. I think you guys get the idea, but I still want it to look somewhat like I want. Like it's gonna be on the ground. You guys get it, right? These containers will be on the ground in a row next to the logistics center on the flatland. So this will be the hill, right? The hill will be here, so it goes up the hill between the biome. This will be on the edge of it. There'll be containers along the sides, right? And then we'll have the other place, the other base, will be... where is it? I have to go to undefined for everything. Here we go. The Pioneer module, or is it... I think the Pioneer module actually has a life support... has a ground workshop built in. That's good. Has KerbNet access. I'm not using KerbNet. Extraplanetary launch pad, survey station, life support recycler. I think this is what I want. So the Pioneer module would then go, you know, like, I don't know, over here or something, right? Like right next to it, like over here, right? And this would be in the other biome. So what we'd end up with is life support stuff that happens over here. So let's take this idea right here. Just imagine this idea. It's happening, okay? And then we'll get rid of all this stuff. And then we'll go to the Pioneer module and figure out what the life support part is. So the life support part is also very simple. I'm not going too complicated on that either. Very simple for the life support stuff too. This module has a recycler built into it. It has extraplanetary launch pad support. It has a workshop. It's got a recycler for all that stuff. It's nice. And it also consumes, it's a logistics consumer as well. So it will be able to pull resources from the logistics center, which is nice. So what we'll do is this is going to have the life support stuff. Now this place here can only hold 2 Kerbals. I don't think I'll need more than that because some can actually stay in the logistics center too. But actually, how many does the logistics hold? Holds 2, so I can have 4 Kerbals on Minmus. I can't imagine wanting more than that station on Minmus. I don't even want a Kerbal station on Minmus, but in case I do, this will help. So this, actually probably, just to make sure they don't get homesick and stuff, I probably should have a medical bay too. So I probably should have the medical bay too. I'm thinking I should. Does this truss work like this? I want it to be like that. Okay, good. So this truss can come over like this, and we'll have like a medical bay attached to this. Like that. Yeah, that'll work. Right? It's pretty big. It's pretty cool though. So the medical bay, we're gonna need some storage. I'm gonna use some inflatable storage, I think, on that. I don't think that's really efficient, but it'll work. I can't actually deploy this storage. I can't deploy it. It won't let me in the VAB or in the spaceplane hangar. But it looks like this. If you can see the hover, it looks like this. So that's pretty cool. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'll have like this inflatable workshop attached to it as well. So we'll have this inflatable workshop be like there. Like that. Yeah. So the workshop will be able to build things. We'll have the material kits and stuff where we're going to store those. I suppose we'll store those on top of the Pioneer module. So we can go with something like this. Doesn't really look very good, but we could also just have them sit right next to it too. I mean, just like the other tanks, we could just have them sit there. Or probably what we'll do is it'll be in those storage containers, right? Those big containers that are sitting in a line. There's a way to configure this so that it holds material kits and stuff too. So we can configure this to hold right here, material kits. So as we get more material kits, we'll be able to just use those to build things, pretty much, through logistics. So everything will just work through logistics. So you'll end up with something that looks similar to this, and then we'll need, obviously life support. Being able to replenish the life support is important. So we'll grab the agricultural module, which goes something like, if I can get it to cooperate with me. Oh, there we go. I think it needs to be rotated though. Pretty sure it needs to be rotated. Let's see. I'm very certain. Oh yeah, it definitely needs to be rotated. Let's get it to be I never hit the right button. There. Could probably just have 2 of these if we wanted. I don't think there's anything really stopping us from having just 2 of these. It's probably fine. Yeah, and the habitation part can just look like this. Not a big deal, right? So what this will do, it says use 2 big habitation modules. You don't want to get your 2 converted to tourists. Well, okay, we can do that. So we'll do this. If we're going to use 2 habitation modules, this doesn't cost us much extra, so we might as well. We'll take the... I'm actually curious as to what this does for habitation. It says 83.6 months. That should be plenty. Again, we're not going to have people on Minmus for very long, so... How do I get this to... It's not cooperating. I think I need to move it. There. Is that what I want? No. This. There we go. Okay, so... Is that upside down? I feel like that was upside down. No, that's right set up. This is upside down. There we go. So, if I use like something like this and attach the habitation to the medical bay, like that, that would work, right? For life support wise, this has the ability for habitation. Max crew is 22. How big are these things? How many crew does this hold? It says it affects 4 crew. It says it affects 4 crew. Each of them does, so... I think so. It could be outfitted for extension or multiplier. So I think I'd want multiplier, right? No, probably extension. If I say hab common, hab quarters, that actually extends quite greatly. That's actually nice. So if I do this as quarters instead of common area, I can extend the habitation on this thing to almost a year for a max crew. But if there's only 4, if 4 Kerbals are on it, then their habitation will be 4 years. So that's great. So this can be the habitation part, right? This can be our life support part. And all of the resources for life support will just be in the logistics center. So I think that will work really well. And the base is so cheap. I mean, everything I just showed, the most expensive part's going to be the containers. But the containers aren't even that expensive. Because if I go to... this container here is 25 grand. So let's say I have 8 of those, right? We're talking about 200 grand in just containers. Whatever, you know? All empty, of course. 200 grand empty. Or full. This is only 65,000. Yeah. It's 25 empty. Yep. So this is really easy to do. And we can build most of this stuff in orbit. We don't even need to ship it up. I would ship these 3 things up. I would ship the logistics center, the medical bay, and the Pioneer module. And then I would ship them with basically all of this. Right? So I would ship them with this. The only part I wouldn't know how to do for shipping wise is this tube. I'm not sure how that tube works. Probably have to... Because if I was to just kind of do one of these numbers, Actually, what I'd like to do is I'd like to spin this around. No, I would need to do it the other way to offset the weight for balance. So it'd be kind of like this. And then we'd have sort of like a decoupler or something there, probably. So go back to this, go back to coupling, go back to like 2.5 meter. Something like that, just to keep it. I want a separator, but really if I just make this thing stay attached to... Oh my gosh, come on. Let me grab the separator, please. Thank you. If I just make this attached to the top of this, then I could just have a Kerbal, you know, disassemble it. It'll be fine later on. So what do you guys think of this base idea? It's really simple. It's not complicated. It's not like Duna. Duna is a little more complicated, and I'm kind of starting to feel like the complicated ones are really nice because it's a challenge to see if I can pull it off. But the simple one, the really cool part about the simplicity of Minmus is because we're not going to be there very often. We're just going to use the resources from there. The expensive parts, the material kits, and specialized parts. Exactly. And those are things I'm going to be making in space. Those are the most expensive things. We're going to be making those in space. So I think that's probably fine. Somebody's talking about the 1.29 pre-release beta or beta pre-release. I haven't touched that yet. I don't think I have access to that. Do I? I don't think so. So I think this is a really simple idea for base. So now how would I ship it, right? Like how do we ship that base up there? So this tube, I'm not sure. This tube I think will probably have to, what I probably have to do is this. I probably need to have a docking port here of some kind. Would I be able to use a regular docking port like this? Doesn't look like they want to play nice like that. I think there's actually a docking port. Yeah, this right here, the flexo tube. I think this docking port is actually made for this purpose. This side to ship. Okay. Nice. So like this crew hatch here is probably what I'm going to have to use. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Yep. Which looks pretty symmetrical now. Then we'd have to have the same thing going on the tube here, right? The tube would have to have the same thing. So actually, if I used the USI construction ports, Elias, you're such a troll. I love it though. I'm thinking what I need. Elias has got me distracted with this joke now. It's nice. I think what I need now is if I use the construction ports, right? Then I'd be able to just remove them and compress them, and then the tube would just exist. So I wonder if that would work better. If I just took care of the flexo tube, got rid of that, flexo tube, get rid of that, brought the construction port, which is it over like this? You know, I don't think it's going to show it to me here. I think I have to go into the undefined again. Yeah, this. But if I use this construction port, like that, yeah. Right? Then I could put the same thing on this tube, like that, right? And then the same thing on the other side, like that. Perfect. Actually, I think that'll work really well. Because with the construction port, I could just have it, just basically attach it to the base, and then tell it to go away, and it will just work. It's pretty nice. I'm thinking here. I'm getting all sorts of ideas now, but I think that's what I want to do. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. Now the question is, this, I think this thing here needs to be different. Maybe I just do multiple launches, because I don't really want to mess with like unstacking these and trying to land them manually and all. I don't want to deal with that. I think if I launch them separately, it's not going to be that big of a deal. They don't weigh a whole lot. It is extra cost. It is a lot of extra cost. Maybe I ship them up in one big rocket to get them into space, separate them in Kerbin orbit, or send them to Minmus, actually. Separate them while they're in orbit of Minmus and drop them down individually. But then it's still like I still need 4 sets of rockets, 4 different fuel sources. I still need like 4 different things. You guys are saying SSTO. I don't think that this is going to fit inside an SSTO. I could be wrong, but I don't think it will. Let's test this. If I go... hello, thank you. If I go to, let's see, back to coupling, stack decoupler, right? If I just decouple that to there. And let's take the logistics center. Oh, come on now. Take the logistics center. Where is it? Logistics. This one. Let's do the same thing with the docking port here. The decoupler, I mean. Do the same thing with this decoupler. Let's retract this leg here. Retract the leg. Like that. Right? So if I was to do that, because really this is the 3 main things I need. Is right here. Yeah, because I don't need anything on the sides here because it's all about the drills. I guess if I needed something, I could attach it. Maybe I put docking ports here anyway. I don't think it would hurt anything to do that. They're not going to get in the way, so I might as well. Like that, please. Yep. Yeah, I might as well. They're not going to get in the way. And then I can always expand it later if I want to. So that probably is a good idea. So if that's the case... then this is all I would need. I need the drills too, of course. So let's take the logistics center, and we'll get the drills. That's the M500, right? The pulse drill 500. Where is it? Right here. MEU 500. So let's assume that we'll be able to do each drill on this thing can be in its own biome. So if I put 4 drills on this, let's take the life support thing out of the way. If I put 4 drills on this, right, like this, how would I get this? Oh, come on now. How would I get this into space? Is that even high enough up the ground? I think so. Yes, I think that will be fine. The legs come down to here, so that'll be fine. That works. So if that's the case, how would I get that into space, right? Let's say I'm gonna name this Moon Base Deployment, or sorry, Minmus Base Deployment. Oh, I did the stupid thing. I need to delete that mod. It turns it to nighttime when you're in the spaceplane hangar. But it's the P key, so anytime I type for a name something and I have to hit P, it switches it to nighttime while I'm building. I don't really like it anymore. I thought I would like it, but I don't like it. It doesn't add any parts or anything, so I think I can probably delete that mod okay without any problems. Charlie, you may have a construction port where you don't want it. I may have a construction port where I don't want it, okay. Well, yes. I think I might have one here. But if I was to, say, make a decoupler, let's say, like a stack decoupler like this, right? Now it's fine. I don't think I have a construction port where I don't want it. Well, hang on. No, I think you might be right here. This is the medical bay? Yeah, that's the medical bay. So this is the habitation module. The habitation module. This one actually is too far in. Pull it out like that. There we go. And then the habitation module. This needs to be a habitation module. Good catch. Good job, guys. They're on the case. Crew hatch, and crew hatch. Okay. So, and then all 4 of these are crew ports. only one of these are the construction port, and then one on the other side. So we'll do this. And like that. Okay. So if that's the case, if that's the base, then how do we get this to space? You guys were saying SSTO. So if that's the case, cool, let's investigate that. I will make this I guess I'll make this the root part. Make it a subassembly. And we'll call this Minmus base. Minmus base sub. I guess. I don't know. Same thing. So if that's the case, let's dump that. We'll open up, say, the scimitar and see if it... See, like, the Bartman is locked. I can't even open the Bartman. There's a part that I'm missing. What is it? TAC life support container. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Bartman. So what I have to do with the Bartman is I have to load 1.1.3 with TAC life support installed. Then I have to edit the Bartman so that there is no TAC life support. Save the craft, bring it back over here, and then I'll be fine. But otherwise, I can't load the Bartman right now. Okay, so Frankenplane will load as long as I don't have the life support stuff on it, which is what this is. But Scimitar should load. There's no life support on the craft file itself for the Scimitar, so it should load just fine. Okay, so there we go. The Scimitar is loaded. I wonder how this flies without FAR installed. That's interesting. I don't know how that would actually load, how that would fly. But this is the largest cargo bay by far that we have available to us. So if I can't load the base module in here, then I can't load it on a plane. So let's take let's make a docking port. I guess I have to use the construction port, right? I don't have to. I don't think that's accurate. I think I can use this regular one. But I don't want to do it like that. There, like that. So we'll take that, and then we'll load the subassembly. Minmus base sub. Here we go. Can I not? What's it doing? There we go. Base subassembly. Oh man, you know what? It might... Why can't I do that? I can do that, but I can't do that. Why can't I attach that to the front? Well, whatever. We'll attach it to the back then. Let's get rid of this docking port. Attach this docking port up here. It's probably better to do it this way anyway. It gives me more control over the height. Probably there. And then we'll just dock it there. Does that fit? Does that actually fit? That actually fit. I'm blown away. That actually fits. But can I close the cargo bay? I don't think I can. I don't think I can close the doors. I think it's too high because of the drills. Yep. The drills are too high there. And there's not really anything I can do about that other than just having the drills only on one side, which is what I might have to do anyway. The question would be, though, then, if I'm going to do it that way, how do I get the base... Like, I can get it to Minmus, fine, but how do I get it upright and then start, you know, actually working with it at that point, which... I don't think that's going to work. I don't know. I'm thinking here. I'm also reading your comments. No stock ships. I mean, I have some stock ships, but they're really small ships. I like mod parts. Like, I'm not here as a purist. I'm not a purist. I don't need to do things completely stock. I need to do things fun that work and look good, and that's all I care about. I think the drills are too high. Well, I know the drills are too high. That's what I just said. It's too high. I'm just wondering about how I could change that. I don't want them to clip too much. I suppose I could... Whoops. I suppose I could probably try to, like, bring them in again. But I don't think I can bring them in enough to make that actually matter. Like, I don't think there's anything I could really do to make that actually close, you know? So I'm curious as to whether or not, if I was to take the drill off and just ship it as 2 drills only, right, then it would totally work. I could close the cargo bay. Yeah, close the cargo bay, everything would be totally fine. There is a slight clip here. This habitation module is clipping. But I have a little bit of room I could move down if I didn't have these drills on here. Now I'm curious as whether or not I actually don't have the drills on the logistics module. What if I build the drills in space? What if instead of hauling the drills, because these are heavy, right? Instead of hauling the drills, we send it like this. It's still a little bit too high for the cargo bay to close, so I could take this docking port. I think it's this one. Yep. Take the docking port, and if I bring the docking port down, let's just see if I can get a good view of this. If I bring the docking port down, I can bring the whole base down to the point where it's like just off the bottom here, like this. If I did that, I think the cargo bay would close. Yep. It certainly would. So what I could do maybe is we build something. Elias, seriously, you're too good to me, man. It's too much. Stop. Thanks for your support, buddy. I'm thinking this is going to work. I'm just worried about how to actually deploy it once I'm on Minmus, right? Like, how do I actually deploy that? Obviously, this isn't done. I need a second trip to bring the material kits and the specialized parts to then build the drills, because you can't have... You like KIS and you like to use KIS for the drills. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. KAS and KIS for the drills. That is a plan, actually. It might also be a good idea to have this be... Well, I was thinking to have it be attached by the big base instead of the little one, just for stability reasons. But I think once the cargo bay is closed, I don't think physics is actually working with it like that. So, Elias, you're awesome, man. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it, buddy. I do. Like, I have like this big... There's just this big, overwhelming smile happening right underneath the smile that you're currently seeing, because I'm just having so much... Like, it's so good to be back at KSP, you know? And then you guys' support is just making it, like, shoot it up in the sky like a rocket. That's making it even better. All right, so what I'm thinking... You said KIS for the drills. This is an interesting thing here. I'm thinking that this might... I'm just thinking here. I think that might be okay. The thing is, like, can I actually attach them? They're heavy. I need multiple Kerbals to carry it, but other than that, it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm curious about this. If I take the drills, or maybe, can I store the drills inside a container tank? Can I do that? If I took like this, let's say this decoupler, just turn it down like that, I think that'll be the right direction. Actually, I think it's this direction. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to set it on the bottom, but it doesn't look like I can. I need an attachment node. I need a radial attachment node, so let's come in like this. Let's see. My middle mouse button is refusing to work. No! Middle mouse button's not working. Okay, so how about we go radial attachment point. I think it's structural. Here. The little BZ-1 radial attachment point. Everyone loves this. If I put this here, right? This gives me an attachment point there. So if I was to do that, I could put the Maybe a mount here, actually. That might be better to use a mount instead of this point. If I put like this point right here, this mount, like that, right? Then put a, let's see, if I put a decoupler, I need to go this way, I think. I'm really not sure. If I put the decoupler on there like that, then I put a container for storing KAS and KIS, well, you get it, stuff in it, which would be like, that's too big. I want the smaller one, this one. Can I not put that on there? Is that not gonna fit? All right, you know what though? Like, do I really need it to be? I'm not sure I need it to fit. I could just put it like this, but then it's in the way of the door, and I don't want to put it attached to this because then I have to unattach it. So let's take the, trying to get the stupid thing out of the way. Hold on. Radial mount, yeah, right here, 1.25. Put that down in the center here again, like this. Then stick this on there. Why can't I not attach that to that? It doesn't work. It won't allow this to attach. Why not? What is the point of having this radial attachment point if it won't actually, it won't radially attach? Okay, well that's radial mount. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. What is it? A radial adapter for mounting parts. That's why I used it. Can I not? Oh, hang on. That's really strange now. It'll let me do it now? That's bizarre. I can attach it to the point on this side, but only if it's looking that way. Okay, well, let's pick it up. That's so bizarre. Up like that. Okay, that's about what I wanted. Kind of. It's close to what I wanted. It's about like that is what I wanted. It's upside down though. Does it matter? It does. It matters, guys. It matters. Okay, like that. And then it's still showing, so I need to pick it up again. Pick it up. Like that. Now the thing is, do the drills fit in here, right? That's the question I have. Is so if I go to inventory, can I put, it says 6,000 liters. I kind of thinking it won't fit, but let's just try. USI, utility, pulse drill. How big? Oops. How big are you? I can put one in there, and it's actually, I can put two in there. I can fit two in here. Okay, so if I put the drills in there, let's also put in, EVA items. Let's put in a screwdriver. Might as well put two screwdrivers. Why not? Put in a couple of wrenches, just in case. You never know when you need a wrench. And then how about we put in, I would put in a ground pylon, but I don't think it'll fit. It will. How about that? It will. Two won't fit, but one will. Okay. And then CCR2 ports. Let's put in, I like how I can stack the ground pylons. I can stack the wrenches and stack the screwdrivers, but I can't stack CCR2 ports. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so that maxes out the container. So we've got two CCR2 ports, a ground pylon, two drills, two drills, two screwdrivers, and two wrenches. And it's all inside that container right there. And I could, if I wanted to, put a second container here now if I wanted to. I could put like that, and it would still close. And all my stuff for EVA would be in there. That's not bad. 319,000 is what this cost. Just wait to see Charlie's reaction. Charlie's reaction to what? Oh, wow. You guys, honestly, I've been like so focused on what to do here. I haven't been noticing this. I should be. I feel terrible for not noticing that. Thank you guys. Wow. You guys, really. I'm going to stream more often. We're going to be streaming every day. My gosh. Thanks. Okay, so I think this is a good idea here. I think this will work for the delivery method. The problem with this, though, is that I still need, at the end of the day, I'm still going to need the material kits and the specialized parts and the machinery to build the stuff in orbit. So let's put the rest of the room, let's make the rest of the room be that. It's probably a good idea to do that. So how about we go, can I afford to do that, though? That's the question. Maybe I stack it, maybe I can stack some radial stuff on the sides here. If I go USI, undefined, let's have it be like, not KIS, I want the resources, this one. Ooh, I might be able to fit a 2.5 in there. Oh, I kind of can. Kinda, it clips, but I don't know if I care. It's gonna clip. If I put 2 of these like that, yeah, it totally clips. It doesn't look very good either. But how much does this hold, right? So let's see, 1 2.5 holds how many? It's gonna hold, come this way. Hydrates, fertilizer, wow. Okay, it holds 16,000 specialized parts. That's more than I need. It's definitely more than I need. This one will hold 2,000 specialized parts. That's a really big difference, but I think I'm gonna use the 125s because they just fit better. So let's actually bring 4,000. I mean, there's a lot of room back here. I could actually just stuff these back here. I don't want to mess up and like, I'm gonna have to get this out of here. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that yet. How am I gonna get this out of the cargo bay? Instead of the KIS inventory, use a beam and connect 4 drills to it. A beam? A beam? But doesn't that take up a lot more space? Like the KIS takes up a lot less space. The KIS container, the one container technically takes up just as much room in that cargo bay as 1 drill would. Those drills are huge. Hold on. I'm gonna test your theory. Give me a second though. Let me see the drill's size compared to that container. Like, look at the size of this drill versus that container, right? If I did it with a beam, you said, like that's, I feel like that's gonna take up more space. Where would I even mount the beam? To the side here? Hold on. I will test your theory. I want to. If I take a beam, you said, so like a structural, just any structural bit probably. So how about I go like, it's too small. But this one, 2 meters? 2 meters is not long enough. Is there a 5 meter? 5 meter truss. So if I take a 5 meter, can't really connect it to anything. The problem is connection points. Like there's nowhere to connect it. Like that, I guess? Is that about what you're talking about? It's kind of weird connecting it like that, but it does work. So if I connect this beam like this, you're saying I should put 4 drills on this beam. Oh man, I really wish my middle mouse button worked. Alright, so if I put middle mouse button like this, right? If I do this right here, like this. I think I get where you're going with this. And I think you're onto something. Of course you are. You guys are better at this than I am. You guys are better at this game than I am. Come on. Quit it, frame rates. You got this. Should I do symmetry mode? I don't know if it matters, but if I do symmetry mode like this, it'll be easier to place them. So, like this? Is that what you were saying? Doesn't clip, does it? It does, but I can always move it up, I think. Yeah, I got room to move it up. So if I went like this on the truss and just moved it up like that, make sure it's in the middle. It is. It doesn't clip. 4 drills. It fits. It's kind of nice. I am worried about how to move those around, but because I've never actually done like a this will be the first time I've used like KIS and KAS to assemble anything in like an orbital structure, right? Like aside from the struts that I was using before, this will be the first time I've done anything like actual base assembly with that mod. So I know how it works. I've just never done it before, so it'll be fun to kind of try that out. I think this will be kind of cool. The size doesn't matter, it's how you use it. Yeah. You know who says that. I think this will be cool. I think I'm gonna try that. That's a cool suggestion. I don't know if Thiago was the first one or the only one to suggest it, but he's the one I read it from. So to Thiago and anyone else that may have said that, thanks for the advice. I think I'm gonna try that out. There's room for other stuff on this though too. But I kind of want it to stick out a bit so I can access it easily while I'm on the surface. We might be going to Minmus with this. I did build this to go to Minmus, so it makes sense. Plus, there's a moon refueling station, so if we have to go to the moon first, I suppose I'm open to that. But I don't have the Minmus refueling station. Maybe, before I send the base to Minmus to build it, I should put an orbital station like I have her on the moon. I should put one around Minmus. I thought I had one. Didn't I recently have... I had a station around Minmus at one point in the previous save file. I need to rebuild that and put it into orbit. It didn't have any fuel on it, but I had one. I definitely had one in orbit. I kept getting contracts to put crew on it, and I kept saying no. Because I didn't want any crew on it. I think that's probably fine. So what I can do then is I can take the crew that will be going to assemble it. We're going to need engineers, right? So we'll probably bring Alejandro B. We'll put everyone in the cockpit. We'll need an engineer, technicians. What do you do? I need to learn the roles. The technician can work on the workshop, construct ships in the field. That's what I need. So let's get the technician. Mechanics repair things. They also repack parachutes. They also work in the workshops, which is great. I mean, these two can both work in the workshop. So we're going to need a pilot, so we'll bring Jack. And I think probably Villy. Or Michael. It could be anyone, really. I'm just trying to think of who I want to do my next mission. I have a mission I have planned that I want to do, but I don't know who I want to go on it yet. So anyone that goes to this probably won't go to that. But I probably want a pilot and like 3 engineers, I would think. So yeah, we'll bring Michael. So Jack, Michael, John E, and Alejandro. And then these can stay empty. We don't need anybody in them. So in their inventory, in the seat inventory, we'll put all the tools and stuff we need. That way we don't need to store it in the cockpit. Or we don't need to store it in the cargo bay. Because I don't want to take up KIS room in the cargo bay. I want to basically have this be a bunch of material kits and stuff that we need to build things. So for the EVA items, we'll probably want to have the wrench. A couple of wrenches, why not? A couple of screwdrivers, why not? We'll put a couple of CCR2 ports just because we might need them for something, and I think that's probably it for the seat. Do I need a whole lot of tools other than this? I guess since there's 4 Kerbals, you might as well bring 4 of each. I don't know why we would need 4 of each, but I'm going to do it anyway. It doesn't cost anything. Barely. What is that? Whoa, these are 650 a piece. Never mind, they do cost something. Let's bring this back down to 2. How much are the wrenches? $100 for a wrench? What? Must be Snap-on. They're the best though, aren't they? All right, I think each Kerbal can lift 1 ton. Really? Is that like on Minmus, or can they always lift 1 ton? All right, one Kerbal can lift 1 ton, and we might be all set then. I think that's gonna do it then. So now I just need the specialized parts, material kits, and the machinery. So if I go to, where is it? Oh, you know what else we're gonna need on this base? Actually, never mind. I'm gonna do it on the storage tanks and stuff, but I'm still gonna need it for orbital construction. I'm gonna need like solar power, like I need solar panels and stuff. Maybe we'll just hook the whole thing up to the plane. We could hook the whole base up to the plane. The chat needs a shout out to G-Man. Shout out to G-Man, all right? G-Man, you the man. All right. No, Grame, I didn't add you to the game yet, man. I need to do that. I need to... you guys, seriously. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you. I got nothing else. Thank you. I'm gonna add you guys to the game. I just haven't done it yet. So, this just hasn't happened yet. That's all I gotta say. It will. It definitely will. Maybe I'll do it in this. I can't do it in the stream because it requires me to actually hire a Kerbal and then go into the save file and manually change the information for that Kerbal to you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, James. Thank you. We're going to take... I lost my train of thought. You guys are making these special chat things, and I'm losing my train of thought. I need to hire the Kerbals, and then go into the save file and change the information for the Kerbal to match it. So what you'll need is to tell me what class you want and the name. We're going to do realistic names. It doesn't have to be your real name. It just has to sound like your real name. So, you know, if your name is Mark, but you go by, I don't know, any name other than Mark, normally you can tell me that name if you want. I don't know. I'm all these special chat things, they're getting me in here right now, and it's messing up my head. So, quit it. We're gonna take material kits, specialized parts, and machinery. We need to bring that along. So let's go to the containers. And I think I'm just gonna use the 125s because they're small and like they'll fit. I can put it back here actually. If I put yeah. Let's use this space too. So if I go like this. Change these to, let's do specialized parts here and max them out, max out the tank. So that's 4,000 specialized parts. Should be enough to get us going, but those big tanks are going to take a lot of resources, and I do need at least one of those big tanks in order to like get to manufacturing things. I need to be able to hold the stuff to manufacture things. So we're going to need more than that. Wondering if I should... Nah, I probably shouldn't do that. But I can always do it on the bottom. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted. Let's go back here like this. There we go. Back like this. Right about like that. I need a different radial mode, actually. If I go... What in the world are you doing, containers? If I go radially this way, I can go up and down. There we go. That's better. About like that. Yep, specialized parts. So that should be more than enough specialized parts. I don't think we need any more than that. So then we'll copy this. Bring it over here like this. You can make this be... material kits. Machinery, we're going to need that too, so might as well do that. Fill this up with machinery. There we go. And then we need a whole bunch of material kits in the front. We want to keep the weight near the front too, so we need it balanced. So we'll bring it up to about here. And then this will be material kits. We're gonna need a lot of those. Can we maybe get, well, if I zoom down here like this, let's move this down. I lost your chat. There it goes. All right, if I take and go, I really wish my middle mouse button worked, but it doesn't. There we go, okay. So if I move this down, the tanks are barely on the ground like this, it's out of the way, then I can duplicate it and stick another set. Ugh, middle mouse button, I need you to work, buddy. You're just not gonna do it. The middle mouse button would allow me to slide the camera left and right really easily. I think I could do it with another button combination. I'm just not sure what that is. It's not working with anything I've tried so far yet anyway. If I put you here, that's gonna get in the way of the drill. Maybe I can see it better from this side. Something like this maybe? That doesn't get in the way of the drill. No, and it's fine. And I got material kits in there, good. We're gonna need a lot more of those. So let's grab stuff from down here. And then when we connect the plane to, I want these right down here. Yeah, let's get these really low. That's not what I want, hang on. Like that. Let's get these really low. Yeah, like that. You two, come on, down here. There you go. Just sink yourself right into the hull here, right into the cargo bay. You guys too, what are you doing? Get down here. Oh, you are the wrong kind of symmetry. Whoops. You are the wrong kind of symmetry. There we go. Right about there, like that. Does that fit? Looks good to me. Yep. Looks good. So we have how many? 2, 4, 8,000 specialized parts. We have 4,000 machinery, should be fine. We have 4,000 material kits plus 4. That's 12,000 material kits. I think we need more. To build what we need to build, I want those big containers and stuff. I think we're gonna need more. So let's get this going right about here. I think I want. No, you're not flipping around like I want you here. Nope, you're doing something weird. It's kind of, that's just the way you want to sit. Okay, it's just the way you want to be. I understand. I don't, but I want to understand. Here we go. I think that'll work. Yeah, it doesn't look the cleanest, but it is out of the way, and that's kind of the more important. Maybe I slide this over just a tad. Maybe slide it down too. Like that. Not going through the bottom, is it? Yeah, it is. Bring it back up. Oh, wait, this one is. Bring this up too. There we go. Anything else slipping through the bottom? No, we're good? Good. I think that's enough. That gives me a lot of material kits to work with. If it's not too heavy. I don't even know if this is too heavy or not. What's my ability to get into space with this? I have never flown this plane without FAR. I have no idea how this will do without FAR, actually. I probably should test it. Should we test it? I think we're going to end the stream after I test the plane. I have a lot more to install on the base modules. I have to make sure there's adequate solar power, although I could just hook it up to the plane once we're landed. I might do that, but let's just test this plane and see if it's going to work. We're going to take and call this Minmus, let's say payload, Minmus base payload. Let's try that. Yeah. And I have no idea if this will still work. Not a clue. I think we're going to test this. So let's save it. Make sure we have enough crew, the right crew. check my action groups. I don't even know if those are saved. Regular, yeah. Yeah, those are fine. It's actually going to toggle the light in the stuff too, so I can actually get rid of this. I'll leave it. Whatever, it's not a big deal. Brakes, yeah. Surface mounted air brakes, yep. Okay, toggle engine, that's 1. I know that. 2 will be the mainsails. 3 is the nerves. 4 is to release the solar base. 5 shuts down all the air intakes. Yep, that's good to know. I forgot about that one. Cargo bay door is open with 9. Okay. Should be fine. Let's test this out and see what we get. I'm unsure as to why this is staged this way. It's a case of emergency, but there's these here, and I'm not sure what those are. I think those are inside the cargo bay. It doesn't matter. Let's launch. All right, we're gonna see if this plane will still fly. I have never tested it without FAR. I imagine it will fly easier without FAR, but it was built to fly with FAR, so I don't really know. But once I figure that out, we'll get it into space, and I think we'll end the stream there. It's been really awesome hanging out with you guys. This is probably my oh my gosh, the super chat thing's a bit nuts, gotta say. It's a bit nuts. It's a brand new feature of YouTube. Good job, YouTube. Way to make it super fun. What are you dropping it in like that for, you silly game? Dropping it up so high. Can't you just make it appear on the runway? Maybe not. The frame rates are a little bit better than they were before. You guys can't tell that much because you guys are seeing it in 30 frames per second. But now see, here's the problem, right? The problem right now is that it just dropped the plane down, and when it drops the plane down like that, it totally twisted me on the runway. Like, look at that. We're not even straight anymore because of the way that the physics dropped the plane in. Stupid. It's really stupid. All right. I don't even think I can turn. I hope I can turn, but it doesn't look like I can. The front wheels on this plane don't turn. There's no turning. So I'm gonna go off the runway because of how the physics loaded. No, that's not what I want. Let's revert the flight. That's stupid. It floats it in and drops it down and makes it all unstable, and then it ends up crooked. It's stupid. All right. Put a base on all planets. Noah, it's almost as if you know the whole goal. It's almost as if you know the goal. All right. Let's try this again. See, look at it. It's going to drop it down and make it go crooked. I got the brakes on. I think putting the brakes on helped a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining things. All right, here we go. And release the brakes. Full thrust. Yeah, we'll be fine now. Jack R. Kerman actually has great piloting skills. Look at all the stuff he can do. It's not him. It's the probe that's built into the ship, the Scimitar. There's a probe built into it. The probe has all those abilities. That's why we have the flight computer, because we have a probe on board. All right, let's get it up in this. Come on. Whoa. Okay. Wow. That acts way, way differently than FAR. Way differently than FAR. Okay, hang on. Go back to launch. That's so much different than FAR. That's nuts. Like FAR was like you have to hit the gas to get enough speed so that you can lift off the runway. You need the speed, but it doesn't look like stock KSP is going to need that much speed. It doesn't look like it's going to need that much speed at all. It looks like it's going to be super easy to fly it. That's crazy. Let's try again. Let's hit the brakes. As soon as it loads, hit the brakes. It's a little bit crooked, but for the most part, it's good. Okay, let's try again. Fly's way different than far. Get the thrust up and release the brakes. Should be good. I don't think I need the rocket. I think it'll fly without the rockets. Kick ahead, like a lot of speed for. It had a lot of lift. A lot of lift that it didn't have before. I think it might actually work without the rockets. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, it is. It's gonna work. Whoa. Whoa. No, it won't. It's totally not gonna stop either. Whoa. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to figure out the scimitar. It's a completely different plan without FAR. Wow. That's a huge difference. It's massive. And it wouldn't stop. It's really strange. I'm gonna try this one more time. That's way, way different. It went from being a challenge to get the nose up in time for the runway to end. It went from that to picking its nose up at 70 meters per second and then not caring. Like, stock KSP is way easier. I would actually like to see, like the KSP players that are really good with SSTOs, like Matt Lone, right? I'd love to see something that he builds with FAR, because to my knowledge, he doesn't really use Ferrum Aerospace Research. And I'd be interested to see what his strategy is for building the SSTOs when FAR is installed. I'm probably wrong. I might be wrong on that. I haven't seen a whole lot of his videos, but I know he's one of those guys that is really good with SSTOs. Let's do this. And then I think I'm going to try this one more time. This time, though, I almost want to reduce the amount of authority this has. Wait a minute. Oh, hang on, you. You're not supposed to be... Oh, these are all changed now. You're not supposed to be this way. You silly thing. Hold on. Roll, pitch. You are going to be roll only. Roll only. You are not yaw. You are not yaw. And you are not roll or yaw. You are not roll or yaw. I don't know why I have to reset those, but I do. No and no. No. No and no. Okay, try this again. Probably gonna go off the runway because it's crooked again, but we'll try it one more time. You know, Thiago, you might be right on that too. I didn't check that before lifting off, and I should have, but we'll see. I don't think this is actually going to let me turn. It's crooked again. There's no turning allowed. We might as well stage it then. Yeah, you've got to be right. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what it is. Thiago's right. So our center of lift is way too far forward. We need to shift it back. Or wait, too far. Yeah, too far forward. So let's go back to the spaceplane hangar. I might need to rebuild the whole thing, like re-engineer the scimitar to not be far. That's pretty nuts. I do have a lot of the cargo in the cargo bay though in the back. I could probably shift it to be more towards the front. So I might need to do that, but I didn't check that before taking off because it's always been right in the past. So I suppose that's probably something to look at. Yeah, look at that. Like, how is our center of lift there? Does that make sense to anyone else that the center of lift is there? Like, all of the wing is way back here. That makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. This is an engineering mystery right here. All the wings are back here. The center of lift used to be right about where my mouse is now. It used to be right here. And now it's not even close. I don't even know how you change that. It's almost like this has equal weight to this. Like if I take this off, look at that, it does. I take these front fins, these front things off, and it shifts the center of lift all the way back to where it's supposed to be. Wow. That's completely different than before. Okay, we need a whole new set of... Okay. Okay, game. You win. We will have an advanced canard on the front because apparently that might be better. I don't know. How about a little advanced canard? That did almost nothing. I mean, do we even need a canard anymore? I don't even think we do. Maybe I should try it without a canard now. I might as well. Yeah, let's just do that. Minmus base payload. This is not the actual scimitar being saved, so let's try that. That's weird. That's just weird. Too much surface on the wings. Yeah, but the wings are behind my payload. It should force the center of lift back. But the center of lift was like way ahead of the payload, way ahead of the wings. It was madness. Those little ones in the front had equal lifting power to the whole wing in the back. Way different than far. Okay. Well, we figured that one out. Now let's see if we can lift off now without any canards. Without any type of lifting surfaces on the nose. Not convinced. Can we not be rotated? Yeah, we're close. It's a little bit crooked, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay, let's try this again. This time our center of lift is behind us, so at least got that going for us now. Yeah, it's changed it to where it used to be the whole craft was measured for lift, and the whole craft was measured for aerodynamics as one thing. But now that we're in stock, every single part is its own lifting surface, and every single part is considered. So those big wings up there apparently are just as much weight as these little ones in the back. I don't know. That's weird. But hopefully this will lift off anyway. I'm not sure it will. But without the thing in the front, I'm not sure it will, but we'll see. Yeah, see, now we can't even pick up. We can't even lift off now. Without the wings in the front, yeah, it won't even lift off without the things in the front now. So this is going to require a whole, like, I'm going to have to spend time re-engineering this whole plane now around stock. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end this stream here. The body and the nose cone have, yeah, the nose cone and the body have lift. Yeah, I'd like it to just, I don't know, I'd like it to behave the same as it did in FAR. I've been using FAR for so much of my KSP time. So much of my time with KSP has been with FAR that I'm not used to stock aerodynamics anymore. Let's try. Okay, I need something on the front to help it lift. I need, that's all I need. So, but apparently, if I add my lifting surfaces that I like to add, it's gonna be too much. What if I add just like these? That's gonna be too much. You can see the center of lift comes way up when I do that. So how about we go with, I like the really small ones. What if we just put these little small ones up here like this? You know? I don't know if that will actually do it, but the fuel. Oh, that's another thing that's changed actually. So there was an update to the MK4 plane system, right? The mod for the the Mark IV space plane system changed, and the amount of fuel that's able to be held within the cargo bays has also been actually reduced for my build. So the scimitar that I had before had enough fuel to get to the Minmus and get to Moon, the Moon and Minmus. The was on the wrong one, but it had enough fuel to get to those, as well as rendezvous with the station and all that stuff. I'm not so sure it even has the fuel for it now. Because of the fuel actually being reduced, my capacity being reduced now. We can try it. If I don't need to use my rockets to get off the launch pad, or to get off the landing pad, then that would actually help that. But if I put my wings, what is the... Another thing is I'm going to have to start drawing fuel from the front here. And then obviously this has to be... All these control surfaces are wrong. It's an imported craft. I'll forgive it. Let's go with... Having a brain fart now. This is for pitch. This is for yaw. Or no, this is no yaw. This is for roll. Same thing for this. We want for just pitch. We want to get rid of yaw here. And then I'm going to also put in just roll for that one. This is both just yaw. Yes and yes. And then we want... I mean, I like my lifting surfaces. The stabilizers are too... Like, the big ones are too much. But if I put the little ones on, I'm hoping it'll be okay. This moves the center of lift a bit too far forward. Are these backwards? No, they're the right way. They gotta be the right way. The center, it is just behind it now. So as I draw fuel from the back tanks first, it'll move the center of lift. It'll move the center of mass forward. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's get this to be in more. No. I guess it'll be fine, but no. And a little bit more forward like this. Okay, let's try that, I guess. Want this to be pitch only, please. But if you detach the canards, then I wouldn't be able to maintain my nose climbing, I don't think, at that pace. I wish I had some readout for FAR, but I don't. So, okay, let's just launch this again and see if that fixes it. It should hopefully fix it, at least I think. We'll test it again. Kenai has feud. Want to yell and chat with Charlie? Join the Discord. Oh, yes. Yes. Thanks, Mike. Michael's awesome. You guys have been help, actually. Michael and Jasmine are Arc, I guess. Phoenix. Super big helpful. Very helpful. Respect their authority. Okay. Okay, this is going to work this time. We're going to fly this. It's going to work this time. And then once we know that it works... Come on, don't rock around like that. Don't do that. Okay, that's good. Once we know that it works, we can end the stream and I'll be happy. So let's make sure this is going the right way, though. So that's a tendency to go inverted a lot. Pretty sure it's inverted. Sure is. I don't know why they do that. They always invert on me, and I don't know why. I don't even think that'll work. It's only this back part. I don't think that'll work, but this is definitely inverted, so I need to invert. Wait, what? You're not deploying the right direction. I just inverted you and it didn't change anything. I'm so lost why you're... What in the world? Okay, that's not right. Hang on. That's just not right. The front part's not right. I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys, before I can get this. I'll figure this out and play around with it off stream and see if I can fix the scimitar for stock. And if not, then you know what? We'll just build a new plane. You know, fine, whatever. It might be fun. Build another plane. The guys who make the Mark IV spaceplane system, they did make the mod with FAR in mind, so it makes sense to me that it wouldn't. Same thing with B9, like all the B9 parts as well. They're all for FAR, so it's like waiting for Ferrum Aerospace Research is. That was the one reason why I wasn't starting KSP like 2 weeks before I did. because I was like, maybe, just maybe. And then after reading up on things, I just kind of went, chances are not good. I'm going to start it anyway. So, all right, one more try. I'm going to do one more try. I'm going to take this little winglet right here. This winglet, hoping this winglet works the way I want it to work. Do I have to reset these? I don't have to, right? No, those are still set. Okay. So let's take these ones here. This should be pitch only. I think these winglets will be fine. Okay, let's try that. Is this the same? It's not the same part as I just used, is it? I don't think so. I feel awful silly if it is, though. I think it might be the same part I just left behind. The thing is, the stabilizers are too much, though. Pretty sure the stabilizers are too much. Yeah, the stabilizers move it up way too much. Because they're super huge. Wingtips, yeah, too much. Delta wing, square wing, eh. All right, I'm gonna play with this off stream, guys. I'm gonna make sure I can get this right. I don't want to like sit here and fail. So we're gonna end the stream now. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. We didn't accomplish much today, but we have a pretty good idea of what we want to do with Minmus now. And now we just need to figure out how I need to figure out how to get it there. I might just do it in a rocket. The SSTO idea is nice, but it's also very expensive. This plane right now is well over $500,000. It's gonna take 70% of my money to get it there. To where I think it would be less expensive to do it in a rocket. I think it would be. So, especially since I can recover the lower stages, so with parachutes and stuff. So I probably will do it with the rocket, but it was fun to experiment with this and to find out that my scimitar doesn't work anymore. I can't wait to try the Bartman, and that probably doesn't work anymore either. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. You can find more videos on the channel for KSP if you're new to the stream and you're like, what's going on here? Conquering Kerbal Space Program is a series that has had its ups and downs, but it's on the up now. Hopefully it stays on the up. So it's on the channel if you want. You can also check out any of the other series that I have going on. XCOM has been so fun. Mass Effect is, Mass Effect has its criticisms. Not gonna lie, it's definitely a buggy game. It's got its glitches. It's got its animation problems, sure. But I'm focused more on the overall story. I'm focused more on just really enjoying it because it's just, I'm having a good time with it. And I think most people who are watching the series are having a good time with it too. You can check those series out on the channel as well. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks to all of you guys. You guys are crazy. You supporters are really crazy. So maybe we'll do this again next week. It's been fun. So I'll talk to you guys next time.